What's good, Gunner Nation? Listen, some news are coming through now at the moment where we talked about it in the live stream, Aaron Ramsey. And listen, it divides opinion. Two of us said, yeah, we'll take him, me and Tony. And Bertram and the African Gunner were saying that they probably wouldn't take him. And look, there is no right or wrong answer to this. I think both sides have a fair case to push forward to say, just leave him alone and carry on and move on with what you got, or bring him back and allow him to assimilate himself back into the Premiership. I mean, Manchester United are showing interest in him. They're currently talking to his agent. There's a lot of things going on, guys. And at the end of the day, remember, he was supposed to go to Arsenal or Man United when he initially was leaving Cardiff. And both of them put up 5 million. The only reason why I went to Arsenal because they paid the money up front. And Man United's 5 million was going to be over a couple of years. And obviously Cardiff at that time, division championship team, wanted the money cash. So there are reasons, there are yay and nays, but at the end of the day, I love him as a player. And as I said, captain, solid, 29 years old, you're still going to get 3 or 4 good seasons out of Aaron Ramsey for whoever signs him. But that money is a stickler. And United, they don't care. Look, they were paying Alexis Sanchez 400 grand a week for sitting on the bench. They're still paying some of his loan money right now. So listen, you look, United have got money to burn, and they wouldn't mind taking someone like Aaron Ramsey. Arsenal is not kind of situated for that. You know, money like that kind of hurts our pockets, but United haven't got a problem with paying somebody like that. One person that Arsenal are interested in is PAPPI, which is from a La Ligue side, a La Ligue 2 side, Le Havre. Now, he's described as a blend of Paul Pogba and N'Golo Kante. He's 21 years old, and Arteta's been looking at him for quite a while. This guy is probably a much more suited defensive player in the reign of what we've got already in Torreira. But you just know that there's an option there that will allow us to rest Torreira. Because listen, let's be clear. When Torreira comes out of the team, we look vulnerable because we haven't got that kind of plan B. We haven't got that player who can take his place if he goes missing for a couple of games. When we play well, it's Torreira or bust. You know, that Guendouzi and Xhaka partnership hasn't really bared fruit. And we still haven't seen what happens when Ceballos comes back, even though we kind of know he's going to be playing further up the pitch. So it'd be interesting to see, again, what happens with these summer targets and who comes in. But at the same time, keying on to David Luiz was talking to Flamengo's boss when they were out there. And obviously Rivaldo has had great things to say about Pablo Mari. According to Rivaldo says, Pablo Mari is a complete defender, capable of bringing the ball forward when necessary, and he's a threat on set pieces. He's got great passing skills, and listen, he rates him highly. And this is what, again, going back to the podcast on Sunday, this is what we were saying. We were saying nobody don't pick up the name of the best player in South America for a joke. You don't earn that title for fun. You have to work hard to have that title. And sure, we know he was with Man City for a few years and then they sent him out on loan and he kind of wasn't ready to progress. But we go back to that thing that I keep saying. Too early to judge players like we was with Iwobi, yeah? Too early to judge players when they're 19, 20, when they are years away from their prime. Players don't hit their prime till they're 25, 26, 27. Arsene Wenger was even saying players don't hit their prime until they're 27, 28. Which is when they're situated to sign their last contract. And here's us talking about these 20, 21-year-olds, 19-year-olds, like what we've seen from them so far is their ceiling. I don't think so. It don't work like that. And it's even more special when you put them with a coach who knows how to get the best of them. Yeah? Emery didn't work out? Fair enough. Arteta is really doing a number and developing some of the talent that we've got. This is the best I've ever seen the likes of Maitland-Niles at Arsenal. Saka looks absolutely fantastic. Martinelli is developing brilliantly under Arteta. And you look, there's still questions out there. I'm sure people want to see more from the likes of Reece Nelson. They want to see more from Joe Willock. And Eddie Nketiah really hasn't had his chance. I mean, every time you play the guy, he scores. But there's just this Pre-season is going to be really important. What is Smith Rowe going to do when he comes back? He's mashing it up at the moment at Huddersfield. And I'm sure he's going to come back with fire in his belly, because Smith Rowe, in my opinion, has always been that player who you can play in the midfield. You can play him at the 8, you can play him at the 10. Not so much a 10, but you can play him at the 8. And he can be that midfielder that runs in late to the box and gets on the end of things. He's special. He's a special player. And all he needs to do at the moment is stay injury-free in order for us to see how that works out. I really do think he's got a future at the club. But overall, guys, I like what I hear from the likes of Pablo Mari. I like what I hear from what people are saying. And I really don't know what's going to happen against Newcastle. It would be, for me, really nice to see a little bit of a chop and change and people get their chance, because we know how many draws we've had. It's a whole heap of draws. In the last 9 games, 3 wins, 5 draws, 1 loss. Time to let other people get their chance. Also, good news is Kieran Tierney is back in training. And those shoulder problems are real sticklers. I remember when Walcott first came into the team, he had a shoulder stapled on one side, and the next season he had the shoulder stapled again on the other side. Kieran Tierney, it's best that they get these shoulder issues out the way when they're young, because quite frankly, there's nothing wrong with the rest of him. It's not like he's suffering from a knee, a hip problem, a groin problem, ankle issues. With Kieran Tierney, it was pretty straightforward. So it's good to see that he's back in training at the moment. And look, the other thing is what happens on that left-hand side as well. Can you put Tierney into this team and let him team up with Saka on that left-hand side? That would be dynamite. Could you imagine? 2 young Pitney them on the left-hand side. That would be proper dynamite between them players there. But then what do you do when you're shifting everything around? You know, Martinelli is much preferred on that left-hand side. We've seen what he's like on the right. It's a waste of time. I'd prefer PAPPI there. But then, again, you can take out Ozil and put in Ceballos and Martinelli at the 10. I think Martinelli heads and shoulders has to play. And I said on the stream that I would like to see Lacazette hit the bench. I'd like to see him come on in the 65th or 70th minute and prove that he deserves a place on the team. I think it's too late now for us to say we should be starting him, and then I think that's too late. And you then put Aubameyang in the middle where he's supposed to be. A lot of sacrifices being made for this team at the moment, but I think if you get everything working well, get the team sheet right, you can start to really pick on what's going on. Newcastle's going to be a big game this Sunday, man. And listen, guys, we've got the live stream on Sunday at 8 o'clock happening right after the Newcastle game. So it would be nice for you guys to share your thoughts with us and let us know what you think in the forums. You guys have been amazing in the chat, honestly, in the live streams. You're really making it enjoyable for us to do, because you've come in with such good, great, intelligent points and feedbacks. And we're really feeding off that. Yeah, the panel is really feeding off that. So I just want to thank each and every one of you who are putting yourselves forward to spend some time with us and talk about the team that we love, man. So listen, that's it, guys. Newcastle preview is going to be up in a couple of days, and then we'll see where we are from there and what team sheet that I would probably want to go with in that respect. And yes, it would be different from the status quo, because there's certain things that I'd like to see. I really want to see Mari. We've seen what happens when we take players on loan and they don't play enough, and you kind of really shoot yourself in the foot in that respect. But it's different. As I said again on the podcast, it's different with Pablo Mari, because we've signed him for 6 months, and Suarez as well, and their contracts run out. So you've got nothing to lose. You can sign them to a pre-contract at any time you want, regardless whether they're on loan. They're still allowed to sign pre-contracts within the last 6 months. And Arsenal are in pole position to sign both of those players. So we want to see what we're working with, see where we are. It's not going to be a situation with Ceballos like if you play him and he does amazing, then he ain't going to be back. We're just going to say, ooh, great player you got there. I think we'll take him. That's not going to be the situation with Pablo Mari. And I think that we should start him against Newcastle, and it has to be next to David Luiz. I really want to see that. I'm just up in the air on all the other positions because people are starting to come back from injury now. But listen, I'm going to leave it there, guys. Thanks for your support. Like and subscribe to the channel, and right back at you, man. Peace out.